Alright, so from now on, expect videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And then also, maybe a Sunday every now and then, just days throughout the week. But from now on, I'm going to try to do my battles on those days. If I don't get it up, I'm going to be pretty busy lately with different things I'm playing for and playing in. And then also, school and that kind of stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to get them up on those days. If not, don't sweat. I'll try to get one up the next time or the day after or later that day. But expect videos on those days from now on. Anyways, what's up guys? SMP here. And for Tuesday's upload, I have a match against AtmosphericRay. This is an RU match. And as you see, he has a Storm Drain Cradilly. And I'm kind of worried by it. I'm not. I see leftovers, but I'm thinking it still might be offensive. As offensive Gastrodon is just like surprising in its own, and that's seen every now and then. But never seen one of these guys before being offensive. I see Toxic and it misses, which does play a big factor just in a couple of turns. So I will go for the fake out just to judge how much damage it does to see if it's running defense or if it's maybe running special attack, since it does have Storm Drain, which I found interesting. He decides to switch to his Claydol as I decide to predict the status, or more importantly, the Stealth Rocks and Magic Coat. Since I don't have Stealth Rocks on this team, and that is somewhat of a bad thing. But then again, I have two Pokemon that have Magic Coat, so I can try to reflect them, and I can always spin them away. So it's not that big of a deal. And I love using this Hail team. It needs a little bit of work, but, whatever. And as you see, I did Magic Coat the Toxic. And if I wasn't, if I was poisoned, he wouldn't have done that. So, bummer for him. Now, I switch out to my Kenmore, thinking he's either going to go ahead and go for an Earth Power or a Toxic. Now, interestingly enough, this is supposed to be Specs, but I have leftovers. And then also, interestingly enough, I Poke-Gen my Blastoise right after this, and I forgot to switch the ability, so my Blastoise has Levitate, which doesn't play a big factor, and I predict the switch, so I go for Volt Switch, and he does try to get a resisted hit with that Blizzard, but, I'm not Specs, so it doesn't kill. I have the leftovers from that Missav, and that's a bummer, but, I have Fake Out, so I'm not really worried. And at this point, Hail's going to take him out pretty soon anyways. So oh my gosh, thankfully that big threat is not really a factor anymore. Because in that team preview, it was definitely somewhat, scaring me, so to speak. And he brings in his Cradle. And I'm fine with that because I decide just to go for the high jump kick. Because I'm thinking he thinks I'm going to predict him to switch. So I'm just going to go for the safe move. And it works. I take out the Cradilly in one hit with a high jump kick. Yes, I like that. I like that a lot. Now, I don't want to do anything. I have nothing to switch to. I let myself die. And that's kind of sad, but it's just what you got to do. I see he is choiced, so I know Kenmore has a safe switch in and can definitely live a hit. And I'm just going to go for the Blizzard since I want to get some nice damage on that thing. And I end up taking out his Feraligatr, so he is out of the match. And he decides to now switch it back into his Garvantula. And I'm like, I'm not sure what he's carrying. Hopefully not Hidden Powder Fire, but he's probably running Grass or Ground or something because it's low tiers and people like to do that. Or Ice. He has Bug Buzz. Okay. I go for Trick because I have leftovers and I think he may be Scarfed, but it turns out he's Specs, which explains that damage he did to me. But yeah, so he is no longer Specs, which means he can switch moves, but they don't do as much damage, which is a really good thing. Now, that also means that Blastoise can potentially take a Thunder pretty nicely. Or at least, live one, so to speak. It would still be a 2-hit KO. So I go to my Overpowered for it because I know I can force a switch because I am faster and I know he's not Scarfed, which is another reason why I went Trick to see if he was Scarfed. And I go for Eruption. And that is going to be a 2-hit KO on Charizard after Hail damage. I like that. Unfortunately, Hail does wear down my Eruption, but not by much. So I figured might as well bring this guy. The main goal of this team is to stall out with Hail just a little bit until I can sweep with a Specs Rotom and a Scarfed Typhlosion. And my Specs Rotom has leftovers. But hey, now it has Specs because I tricked it on him. I know he's going to Sucker Punch. So I go to my Obama Snow. And now he's going to Brave Bird. And I'm in Obama Snow. I can take a Brave Bird. I think he's going to go for the Brave Bird. And let's get this party. Let's see if I can live. Yes, come on. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Yes, because I got the Focus Sash. Haha. Did you see that coming? Let me. Focus Sash. It pretty obvious, but it's a great way to deal with this thing because I have that Blizzard and that takes him out in one hit after the recoil from Brave Bird. And that is why this little guy can be useful in RU, because he can take out what can sweep a lot of teams pretty easily. And focus sash Pokemon in general. But with that Blizzard, that's why I run Blizzards, for that Honchkrow. Now, he just finishes me off with a Thunder. I'm fine with that. I don't care. I can't really I can't wear him down with Hail anymore because he has leftovers and they cancel out. But I can just go back to my overpowered Furret because I have that Flame Body, that Flare Boost, that Fiery Dance, and that Eruption. Gonna take out the Gargantua. Now he knows I'm Scarfed. If I was not Scarfed and I was Specs, he would have been faster. But there's not much he can do here. Now, Hail damage is wearing down my Eruption, and I might as well go to Shell Shock, right? He goes for Earth Power, and I have Levitate, like I said, from that Miss Salve, which is kind of funny. And I was just like, whoa, I gotta switch that. And he was like, LOL in the chat, and it was just like, wow. And literally right after I saved this, I fixed it. Now, as you see, it doesn't really make a difference because I can easily take 2, 3, potentially even 4, but probably not with the Hail damage. But I don't know. I mean, I didn't run calcs on that. But yeah, as you can see, it's going to be a good game. And Hail battle. Let me know if you want to see more Hail. I will build a Hail team. Just comment the tier you want to see it in. OU, RU, or UU, and I will make a Hail team in that tier. Whichever one has the most votes, I will make a Hail team for, and you will see a video of that Hail team sometime in the near future. So yeah, I hope, rate, comment, subscribe, and like I said, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, I'm going to try to start doing videos on those days, and I have something I want to do on Sundays I'll talk about later. That's not going to be every Sunday, but it'll go up on a Sunday. And I also have random videos throughout the week for you guys. But make sure Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, mark it on your calendar. Put it on your cell phone alarm clock, because there are going to be videos on those days. My name's the SuperMarioPoke, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.